Hello and Allah Pa once again. Today is 19th of July 2011. My name is Abbas Tamori. I have taken up the subject of reconstructions of the Baha'i faith in my views and my understanding based on the scientific and logical approach. I've been speaking in the last few days on the chapter of forecasting and dreams and the knowledge of an unseen, and essentially the interactions between the soul and the body, and how these things can come true, how we could see in dream things that happens later, or how prophecy works and whatnot. I've been talking to one of the definitely more intelligent Baha'is, a younger one, and about this topic we went on consultations, and he brought quite a few good points, digging the knowledge out of my library, in my head, in my soul. Lots of time I do not know what I know. Only when people ask questions and insist on knowing some of the answers makes me to go back into my files and find answers. So this is a further considerations of the topic that I'm going to do tonight. And I thought when we talk about prophecy, let's say there's three ways to look at it. There's forecastings, there is predictions, and there's prophecies. They all could be synonyms of each other in dictionary, but I'm going to use them in a different way right now. Especially about the predictions and the prophecies. They could be synonyms for sure, but for sake of the argument I say predictions is something done by a lot of people, including scientists, political scientists, biological scientists. They predict a lot of things. And I remember Winston Churchill says that when a politician predicts some things, and if it does not come right and true, he better have some reasons. Which essentially means the predictions made by the scientists, by the people of knowledge, is based on the reasons that they have, and they forecast things. So it's a scientific approach, as I've spoken to this before, and it's always a straightforward that this happens or that doesn't happen. It is not an allegorical or metaphorical statement, as the case of the prophecies are, especially prophecies are made by the department of the religion. People in religion prophesy things, and their expression is always allegorical, is metaphorical. It is not exactly things that the way it has to happen. You have to know what the meanings are. And the other things about these prophecies is that they're always conditional. It's under condition, based on conditions, and conditions this and that, so and so things happens. When Jesus talks about himself coming back, since he's talking about himself, there's no problem. He says, when I come back, or Baha'ullah and so forth. But about the event that is going to happen, because it interferes with the wills of the people, and God does not know the wills of the people and what they might will. It's a universal privacy rule. It's a lock. It's been put on the mind of people. If they do not want to say what their decisions is and what they will, no one knows it. Sure, God would know if he wants to, but that is the prime directive. No one knows that. It's a very civilized world. God does not break into the system of the people. Therefore, what he says, because it's interfered by the wills of the people, is conditional. If so, so, and so, and so happen, then this and this and this will happen. Okay? And another feature of this prophecies, it's definitely, there is some uncertainty principles involved in it. They're not exactly 100% happening. The reason for that is that God manifests himself into Baha'ullah. Baha'ullah is a human being. During transmissions of this truth into the body, into the soul of Baha'ullah, many things get changed. It's just the essentiality of this life. We cannot definitely download the whole power of the sun into earth. There's no way we can do it. If we do that, earth would melt down. Therefore, we create a picture of it. The way we see it, it comes into the mirror. Is mirror really the sun? It is, the way we see it. But is this sun, which we call it sun, and we really know it is it the reality of the sun? Of course not. Because of that, when this message is spoken by Baha'u'llah about others, it has this uncertainty principle involved in it. Okay? So they're allegorical, they're conditional, and they have this uncertainty principles into it. Okay. This topic has been a hectic topic. It needs a lot of considerations. Even what I have said right now, which is the research of the last few days into my own mind, is not exactly all what I would want to say. But for now it suffices. Because looking in the future and knowing it, it creates a lot of difficulty, philosophical difficulties. If God knows the future of the people, why wouldn't he let them know? You know? But that's not the case. As soon as the realm of the Godhead translates itself into the world of humanity in the form of Jesus and Muhammad and the Bab and whatnot, we see this knowledge of unseen is not something that the prophets, they supported. Muhammad clearly says in Quran, you're asking me to do this and that and that and that and that. I do not know those things. He says I cannot do it. If I knew the knowledge of the future, what will happen, I would have had a lot more than what I have right now, he says. Bob clearly says, His Holiness the Bob clearly says in many of his books, he says, I do not know, he says. You know. They're asking him even the knowledge of the, grammar of Arabic. He says, I don't know, I haven't read those books, he says. I do not know. Abdul-Baha refers that too. Even Baha'ullah somewhere to Sufi says, I have not seen certain books yet. So, knowing what is not to be known by the prophets of God is not supported. Because they like to just be like an ordinary people. So, this issue causes, as I said, a lot of philosophical problem that I would have to again refer to the difference between us and the creator of this universe. To create this universe, or anything in the world, one has to be intelligent, because intelligence can be used to unravel the mystery of a tree. So there's intelligence built in the fabric of the universe. One must have a willpower to want to do it, can get up and do it. So the willpower has to be involved. The person has to have a willpower, anything. And talking about the universe, or even a small camera, you need time. You need time to do this. So in this regard, it seems we and God are in two cases similar. We are intelligent and we have willpower. We live in this combination a short while, whereas God is infinite. This is really what has been said in the book, in Torah, in the Old Testament, or in Muhammad even. He says, verily God has made man according to his own image. And so as in the Old Testament is there too. So in that regard, yes, we're intelligent and willpower, but the willpower is very, very important. So if to the intelligent and to the willpower you add time, give it now not just 70 years, let it go more. Let man live 1,000,000 years. Do the mathematics. We came from the cave to the day here. Took us about, they say, 6 million years. Now, imagine a man, was one man, myself, you, or humanity, lives another 6 billion years, 6,000 million years. We lived 6 million, we're going to live 6,000 million. Can you imagine what would man become? Go further up. Let's say a man lives 100 billion years. The whole age of universe is 15 billion years. 100 billion years. If he's intelligent and has willpower and the time, you cannot imagine, no one can fathom the power of that human being. There you go. He is the God beyond any other God that we can imagine. Such a being probably can, put the whole universe in the palm of his hand, crush it, get it. He may not have a body, it might be just an energy. He will be God. So, but when we look at a man, even 100 million years, and now we're the same thing. He's intelligent, we're intelligent, just 70 years old, he's 100 billion years. Think of God in the same way. If you do, then you can see God cannot read somebody's mind. You see? It's not possible. So, it's relative. If you've lived 100 billion years, what is the life of the entire planet or galaxy for you? A microsecond of your life even. You've seen so much of this in the beginning and end of it. It's so easy, so puny for you to know where it goes when it comes. The whole thing is a flash of a combination that comes and composes and decomposes for you. It's always like that. So, compared to infinity, time becomes nothing really. Non-existence. Anything that happens in time is pretty clear to infinity. So, I was talking to this gentleman that has put this new website. He's trying to work, he's a very good boy. He said the story of this professor that I think he saw it on the YouTube. That Mr. Professor was saying that universe, this nature is perfect and man is the virus on it. And no matter what man does is a virus, because his intelligence is to change the nature. Nature itself is perfect. He wants to change it. It's a virus. Even if he's become a good man, becomes more man. It doesn't kill other people, there are more people and more changes in nature. It changes things. I had to take not too long of a time to tell him the story is the other way around, my friend. It seems nature is imperfect, because according to the course of the nature, so many thousand, millions and billions of years pass, so there's an earth, now there's a human being who's supposed to bear a child. These are all the fruit of the universe. But the baby has to be C-section. The mother dies under birth. Could that be could you say the nature is fulfilled at that moment? Of course not. Because thousands of other kids are born except this one. Same thing with a deer. The fawns are waiting for the mother deer to come and bring milk. Mother deer goes, falls down, breaks its legs, dies.